Welcome into the Cowboys Report for a second time today because there is a major trade rumor out there we had to get to you guys tonight, and it focuses on Everson Griffen, plus some news items we'll get to as well. But Griffen is the main point here today, as there are multiple reports, actually, that the Cowboys have made Griffen available for a trade before the deadline. I'm sure you saw the Ian Rappaport tweet. I'll also make note, Todd Archer had this morning and buried it in an article that he wrote. Didn't tweet about it, just threw it in there. Oh, yeah, Cowboys are shopping him. However, per Archer, and really from Rappaport as well, there's not really much interest so far in the Cowboys' defensive end, and that's due in large part to the fact that Griffen has not lived up to expectations in Dallas. Quite simply, he's been a pretty big disappointment. I know the stats aren't that bad, 3 tackles for loss, 2.5 sacks. And the NFL knows this too, and the Cowboys as well. When we watch the film, it's not very good. A couple of those sacks are coverage sacks. I actually thought he's coming off his best game of the season against the Washington football team, but it's very clear to me. Everson Griffen is not as good as DeMarcus Lawrence. He's not as good as Aldon Smith. He's better than Dorrance Armstrong, but I want to see Bradley Anae and Randy Gregory play. And if you're the Cowboys, and we can go back to his player card here in just a second as well, this is, I think, very clear. The Cowboys are not in great shape. They're not a contender at the current moment. They're not going to do much of anything this season. So you trade away a player like Everson Griffen with 1 year left on his contract, or I should say in his only year on his contract. And whatever you get back, you take it in a heartbeat. So I'm going to make this particular question the pinned comment on today's video. What should the Cowboys do with Everson Griffen? I'm going to type in my T for trade, but get your votes in. It's T for trade or K for keep. Now we'll talk more about Griffen, but he is not the only player on the block right now for the Dallas Cowboys. These names should not be a surprise to you. Daryl Worley, Dontari Poe. On Wednesday, we're going to do a breakdown of the top trade candidates the Cowboys could ship off. These guys will be on this list. But to be honest, who wants Daryl Worley? He's bad. Who wants Dontari Poe? That guy sucks. These two players are not very good. Everson Griffen, however, you might be able to get an asset for. Now, Griffen told Josina Anderson, formerly of ESPN, now Independent, that he doesn't think the Cowboys want to trade him. And Josina says, well, other teams have called the Cowboys, but they're not shopping him officially. I don't know what shopping officially means, but I'll tell you guys how it is. The Cowboys should unequivocally be selling players like Everson Griffen. So allow me to cut through the different reports here and explain what's going on with Everson Griffen and the Dallas Cowboys. For starters, he's on the block. I know Griffen might think the Cowboys don't want to trade him. Thanks, Everson, for keeping that trade value up a little bit higher. Everson Griffen sticking on this Cowboys team doesn't make logical sense. Are they going to re-sign him? Probably not. He hasn't been that good. Can you get anything for him in the comp pick process? No, he's going to be very cheap. So if you can get even a 7th-round pick for Everson Griffen, the reality is you're a bad football team. You're not going to compete this year. You should trade guys on 1-year deals who aren't going to be around next year if you are able to. But that if is the problem here. Everson Griffen, guys, the NFL's got the All-22 as well. They know, not great. He's bad against the run right now. He hasn't been nearly as productive or impactful as he should be in the passing game. He's not going to generate a massive amount of interest, and that's concerning. So whatever you get, if you can trade Everson Griffen, that's a win. We're going to do a video on Wednesday, by the way, breaking down the top trade candidates. Everson Griffen was going to be number 1 on that list. You're getting a little bit of an early teaser here. So if you want the latest trade candidates, trade rumors, and just general Cowboys news, which we'll get to in just a second, hit that big red button and subscribe. This is the #1 Cowboys YouTube channel out there. 2 videos for you guys today. You love the first one. I hope you guys enjoy this one as well. So if you haven't already, hit that big red button and subscribe. So again, that's that simple red button, all you guys have to do. But I do want to mention one last note here on Everson Griffen before we dive into some news here for the Dallas Cowboys. What his trade value is. And you guys can get your votes in here in the comment section for me. I don't think it's going to be that high. I think that Griffin's value is, you can get a late day 3 pick. I think you take it. I think other NFL teams are fully aware that, oh, he's not that valuable, but he could help out a bunch of NFL teams. The Cardinals had interest in him. Maybe you can get a 6th-round pick like they kind of gave up for Marcus Golden. I think that's about right, but feel free to get your votes in. Just be warned, it's not going to be a lot. All right, some news updates I did want to get to here for the Dallas Cowboys. Rashad Smith has been released by the Cowboys. This was the linebacker the Cowboys signed off the Bears practice squad, and then he never played a single snap for them. Again, another potential indication of, hey, maybe this team doesn't evaluate other teams' players properly because they also poached Alex Smith and cut him without ever giving him a snap out there. So the linebacker depth chart's starting to stabilize a little bit here. Van Der Esch is back. And I think the move to cut Rashad Smith really means 2 things for this Dallas Cowboys football team. Number 1, Sean Lee is getting closer and closer to a return, but also you had to free up a roster spot because you're probably going to get one of Sean Lee or Chidobe Awuzie back within the next game or 2, hopefully soon because you need Awuzie out there. But Rashad Smith wasn't playing, so what's the point of keeping him on the roster? I didn't really scout him coming out of college. I guess I was right not to because he's still yet to play in the NFL. Now, one more news item to get to, but first, a deal alert. Sportsbook partner BetUS. We're still doing our jersey giveaway deal for the rest of the month, so you're almost out of time. Head over to chatsports.com/bet and use the promo code you see on your screen, Cowboys125. If you are a new BetUS customer, email us, cowboys@chatsports.com. A lot of you have. We're going to respond if we haven't to your emails already. There's a lot going on here in Cowboys world. If you are a new BetUS customer, if you put down $100, we will hook you guys up with a Cowboys jersey. But that is only available if you go to chatsports.com/bet, use the promo code, put down $100, and then email us after you place a bet. It's cowboys@chatsports.com. That is the email. Finally, the Cowboys have done it. They've added a punter, and they somehow found the only punter who has yet to actually play in the NFL. Hunter, and I believe his last name is pronounced Niswander. I believe that's how it's pronounced, Niswander. It's a little kind of a tricky name there. He was signed to the practice squad today. Now, John Fossil says this is only in the event of injury. He can kick, he can punt, can do kickoffs. It's just in case special teams guys get hit with COVID. But he did punt for the DC Defenders in the XFL, and honestly, his average was better than that of Chris Jones. Now, the Cowboys' window in terms of saving money by cutting Chris Jones, it's over. But you know what? Cut him anyway. He's not good. He had a 33-yard punt that wasn't even inside the 20 against Washington. He's bad. I have no idea if Niswander is any better. He's probably not. But you know what? He's cheaper. So at that point, why not do it? The Cowboys' special teams and refusal to play better players has never made sense to me. Maybe they'll cut Chris Jones, maybe they won't, but they at least have another option right now on the practice squad.